Hey, what's up? This is Emily Haynes from Metric. I hope you can join us at our show as part of Primavera Festival at Audio. We'll see you soon.
So, how you doing? Where are you now, Emily? Nice. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I'm feeling good. Thank you for having me. I'm hanging out in the woods in Canada, playing the piano, preparing for everything that's to come, you know.
Yeah. First, before we talk about the new album, you've been in Brazil before. What do you
Yeah.
remember from Brazil?
Well, it was so long ago, and I just remember us having a great time. We only got to be in Sao Paulo. We played in a big park. I remember it was a big outdoor festival. And surprising no one, there was like some important football match that we watched with a bunch of people in a bar. And we just had a great time. And I really apologize. It's taken us so long to come back, but it's hard. We're just an indie rock band trying to keep it going. So so happy we get to come back.
Remember what team were playing when you were watching on a bar?
You know what? I should have done my research for talking to you, and we could probably piece it together, what was going on 15 years ago. But yeah, I don't remember.
I believe you know by now, football is huge here in Brazil.
Exact,
We
of
literally
course,
stopped to watch it.
totally. That's what we experienced, and we had a great time. Yeah.
And now you're coming in December for Primavera Sound São Paulo. You're doing a solo show. What do you expect from the audience here in Brazil, and what can we expect for this performance?
Well, usually, the approach that we take to our concerts is that people, they know us, they want to come and they want to feel like you can kind of deal with your emotions, but also dance your ass off, so it's not, it's very high energy, but it's also like, if there's something that you're struggling with and you don't feel perfect, it's a really good place to just relax and listen to the music and let it take you. So we're gonna try to put together like the most banging set list for you guys and just throw a party, and hopefully everyone gets a chance to just relax and get free for a minute.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome. And talking about the new album, last year released Formentera 1, now we can say 1, now there's Formentera 2. The initial idea was always to be a double album.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's no. But it was this 3-year period that we all can remember not very fondly of the pandemic. So we, particularly for musicians, and I'm sure for you in your line of work, just very weird time, and scary and challenging. So we just decided to work as much as we could in that time. And when we stepped back, we're very strict with, we edited a lot of things, we discarded a lot of things. But when we looked at what we had, it was this 18-song kind of journey. So we tried to figure out, wow, how do we best represent this music? So we decided to release it in 2 albums, but make it a surprise, that there was the second one. But it isn't chronological at all, but it's, like Days of Oblivion is actually the first song we wrote, even though it's on the second album. But ideally, the whole experience of the whole 18 songs, you can like lie down with headphones and just close your eyes and escape to Formentera, all the way from Doom Scroller to Go Ahead and Cry, and just feel like you took a trip.
I believe it was tough designing the track list of each album.
Yeah. Yeah. It was so confusing and hard. And somehow it had its own internal logic. So we did our best. I hope we did justice to the music. So
Yeah, it makes sense. The track list for I've just listened to 1 and part 2. It makes sense. You did
oh,
a good
cool. It
job.
flows. Okay, great. Whew, that's what I need to hear. Thank you.
And talking about the name Formentera is a song on the first album. Why did you decide to name the albums after that song? And it was inspired on the island in Spain?
Yeah, actually, it's more like the other way around of the this idea came to us of, um, you know, during the, yeah, the pandemic, when we were locked down and up to our ears in snow, no idea if we were going to tour again, no, couldn't get our band even into Canada, and had some very close friends die from COVID, and just like a bad time. And we were like, man, we are not people who get to go, shelter in place on a yacht. We don't have that resource. So we need to create that escape in our minds. So there was a book in our studio that was like all these paradise escapes, places to go, beautiful places to go. I'm sure there were some places in Brazil in that book too, but I turned to the page of Formentera, and I've actually been there before, and I was like, oh my God, this is it. This is our escape. Everything we do, we're going to imagine that that's where we are. We're going to create the sonic version of that physical place. So that became the whole concept for the entire, everything that we did was like under that kind of idea that if you can't physically get away, then you can at least close your eyes and escape to Formentera, the imaginary Formentera in your mind.
That's great. You need to do a concert there now.
I know. And actually, I was researching, like Pink Floyd did shows there back in the day. And like there's a lot of, they filmed some stuff there. It's actually, I think, quite a spiritual place. So yeah, I'd be good to go back to the physical place at some point.
Yeah, it would be awesome. And do you have a favorite track on the second album, Formentera?
Right now I'm kind of fixated on the song Descendants. Just the Once is kind of the single, and that's got like radio happening and stuff. I love that song. But Descendants is one of our kind of art tracks, which I have a soft spot for because I think it's something unique that we do. And it's just so weird. And I love that. So I like the like dancey, kind of scary, clubby sections. And also that it's very vulnerable, like I'm talking about really questioning myself and having a stomach ache and feeling bad about things I've done. And then, just the idea of like, because we're so independent and stubborn and, committed to the way that we do things, like just that idea of stuck in my ways and afraid of conforming. I just really like saying that. And so I hope we get to play that one live at some point soon, because I think it'd be really fun.
Descendants are going to be a single and have an official video, no?
No. Maybe have a video, but like, I think that's why I'm kind of, it's like the other child that doesn't get any attention.
Talking about the song, Who Would You Be For Me? Yeah, was inspired in New York 2002, was that right?
Yeah, well, so it's very nostalgic, right? Like, and I wrote that song in 2019. And I was really struggling with where to live, and my life was kind of uprooted. And I was just sort of waiting for a sign of where I should be. I went back to New York. I went to LA. I was just sort of revisiting my past and remembering the cafe that I used to be a waitress at, that's closed down now, and just this neighborhood that meant so much to me, and where I met Josh and Jules, in 2002. So, and then the idea of the title is like, you can do this in your life where you're just always trying to find a place for yourself in the world so that where other people are happy, and just remembering to flip that and think about if it's even what you want. It doesn't have to be about a relationship, but like even with work or like anything. So I like that idea of like, I could be the girl for you, but who would you be for me? It's important to ask yourself, just because somebody wants you, it doesn't, including a city, maybe New York wants me back, but do I want New York back? Unknown.
Yeah, a good relationship should be good for both.
That's right.
And talking about the other single, Just the Once, you'd say You Need to Dance Yourself Clean. It's a song that says that. What means this song Just the Once for you?
Oh yeah, regret disco. That's what I call that one. Like, so I really like it lyrically because I was just playing around with all the meanings of the word once, like the difference between one time and once in a while, or once being in the past or once being in the future. So I was just playing around with that, and just the idea that like, you slowly can find that your morals can erode and you didn't mean to, but suddenly they did. It's kind of about that.
Yeah, and it's great because it helps you understand English more, because we don't have a literary translation in Portuguese for once.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. So it's like a little study. Hilarious. Oh
yeah.
Happy to help.
Yeah, thank you for that. It's like saudade. Do you know what I mean in Portuguese?
Yeah.
You don't have a translation for that. It's like that for us.
Yeah.
And the other video, Nothing's Perfect, what means this song for you? And it's great because with social media, it's good to have artists saying nothing is perfect.
I mean, yeah, well, so actually in that case, it's another kind of like English lesson because I like the idea that, yeah, nothing is perfect, but also the idea of nothing as a noun, like having nothing is perfect. And I was coming from a very nihilist state of mind at that moment. I was like, just kind of fed up with everything. I wrote this before the pandemic as well. I don't really write in the studio mostly. I write like, I don't know, on napkins. But it was that idea of like, I achieved nothing. Like in the second chorus, I'm like, nothing is perfect, all absence achieved. Like, leave me alone. That's perfect for me. I'm going to be alone for the rest of my life. So it's but then it obviously applies the other way of like, yes, don't go insane, touching up your Instagram photos or taking 7,000 versions of it. Don't obsess. Nothing is perfect. And actually in that video, and the first shot, I don't know if you watched the video, but so the first shot, it's like my leg with the skirt or whatever. And if you look really closely, there is like a tiny little pull in the nylons.
I didn't notice that.
Well, no. So it was so funny because we're doing the edit and I was like, oh my God, I can totally see a flaw. But of course I can. And my team was like, you are literally legitimately insane. Like no one will see that. And so then I kind of left it in to see if anybody noticed. But I love that even that shot that looks so like, oh, wow, it's all lit, pretty and everything. It's like, there's a flaw.
That's awesome.
You can look, you watch it again, you'll see there's like a tiny little
I'm definitely going to watch it again. Thank you so much. Really nice talk with you.
You too. Take care.
Look forward to see you in Brazil. Nothing's perfect.
Don't forget. See you soon.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
This is Emily Haynes from Metric. You are listening to 89 FM, a Radio Rock.